Hello, Joe Gaming Girly here today, and we have a awesome video today. Well, I hope so. I've never done a video like this before. So in my community page, I asked people that watch and are subscribed, what sort of videos you would like to see. I didn't get loads and loads and loads and loads. Most people just said, just carry on doing what you're doing because we're enjoying it, love the Shamu, love all the different gameplay things, chatty videos, that kind of thing. So that's cool, thank you guys. But there's some of you did actually ask for certain things, which I have been doing. So hopefully you've seen, I don't know. People asked for the Switch, so I've done the Switch collection. My Switch collection. But yeah, people have been asking for the Mega Drive collection, but that's a biggie. I've already talked about that, but yeah, I will be doing it, don't worry. We're getting there. It's just that we're getting the smaller ones done. I didn't mind doing the Switch because obviously I don't have that many games for that. But yeah, we're nearly there, so we ain't got that much more collections to show you, so we will be getting to the PS1 collection and the Mega Drive collection, which I know there's quite a few of you that really want to see that. So anyway, so this video is I don't even know how I'm going to do this, but yeah, hardest games, levels, parts of bosses, games so hard you stop playing, and come back to them, and played and completed, and games that you're proud that you have completed, you came back to it, and got it done. That's a lot. So obviously I try my best. Very hard. That's why I haven't done this video in right away, because I had to think of stuff. I generally don't really find games hard. I'm not somebody that's bothered if they are. Like, I'll keep at it till I understand the game. I don't think I've ever given up on a game. No, I keep on at it, to be fair. Anyway, let's try this. I have no idea how to do these types of videos. Hard games. Okay. So, I'm going to say like Streets of Rage 1. The last level, going through all the same bosses all over again. And then you get to the big main door for the big main boss. But you have to defeat the two ladies again. And when you first defeat them, you're like, oh, they're quite damn well hard. But you make it through. But yeah, having those two ladies on the end, after everything you've been through, and you literally have to go through all those bosses, the same bosses, and then those two ladies, to get to the main boss of Streets of Rage 1. Seriously? Really hard. Really hard. I have obviously completed Streets of Rage 1, but many times. But yeah, I tried to complete it recently, and I died at the door. I was like, no. Those ladies kicked my butt. So yeah, it can either go one way or the other. But yeah, oh well, never mind. But yeah, they can be tricky. Definitely. Yeah, like I think I'm really, really, really I guess proud that I completed all of the Streets of Rages. I've completed all 3 of them. Yeah. Up to this point, hopefully there'll be another one. But anyway, next game, Dark Souls. Yeah, I always wanted to give it a go, but everyone's like, oh, it's so hard, it's so hard. So it sort of put me off a little bit. Anyway, I eventually got round to playing it, and I was kind of surprised I got as far as I did. But I gave up on that one. Not because it's hard, because I don't think it was. You generally have to have a lot of time for that game, which I do not. Yeah, you die. You can die quite a lot in that game, but I loved it because you sort of learned what you needed. So you die, but you've learned now. Like, probably should have done it this way. So you get to that point again, and yeah, you defeat that section. You move, and you get further and further in the game. And yeah, you just get further and further each time. You learn. So you die, you learn, you get further. You die, you learn, you get further. But also you get, I think, if I remember, you get quite, it's something you have to grind out, I guess. I think that's the word. I'm just not very good at all this gaming lingo. I don't know. But yeah, it's something you have to grind out. But yeah, I need a humongous amount of, like, hours. I work a lot, so I work a lot. I don't have time to play Dark Souls. I think I would literally have to never work again to play Dark Souls. So yeah, so we gave up on that because I'll be there forevermore, you know. There's just so many other games that I want to play. I loved it because it was very sort of medievally style. You know, it was cool looking. But yeah, it's not my my typical usual style of games anyway. If you've been watching me for long enough, you kind of probably know what my kind of thing is now. But yeah, I didn't initially give up because it's hard. It's just that you have to keep at it, and it's a very slow pace game where you have to, really grind at it, and you need a load of time to even progress. So yeah, yeah, Code Veronica's a hard game. Especially when it was my first time playing that game and I didn't know what to expect. Completed that for the first time, very hard. The Code Veronica, you got to constantly play that game over and over and over again. There's a bit of a learning curve with that game to complete it. And playing it over and over again really, really generally helps to fully understand that game and get really, really good at it. But yeah, the bosses in that, Nosferatu and Alexia Ashford, oh my god, those 2 bosses, insane. And if you don't pick up a certain gun to I think it's a rifle or something, isn't it? For Nosferatu, it does make it. It's not impossible. You don't have to pick that gun up, but you kind of it makes it a lot easier to have that gun. But you can still defeat Nosferatu without a rifle, but pick that gun up. Especially if you're a first time player of Code Veronica. Oh my days, don't forget that gun. And Alexia Ashford can be a bit trickier. I suppose. And like I say, the whole game can be tricky if you've never played it, and it does take somewhat of a learning curve. But yeah, that was a hard game when I first completed it, way back on the Sega Dreamcast. So yeah, and I've already said, like, I didn't like that game when I first played it. I was just like, this is no. But that game, the more I play it, the more I love it, you know. It's one of those games. And Tomb Raider 3. So it was a little while ago now, but I went through every single PS1 Tomb Raider game. This was before the sort of, not remakes, are they? The remastered versions of the PS1 games came out. And I was it came out like, but I was already halfway through the PS1 games, and they're like, Joe, you do realise that there are remastered Tomb Raider games? I'm like, yeah, I know, but I'm committed now to play these PS1 Tomb Raider games. So I got to number 3, and I played the first level, and I'm like, what the hell? It's the first damn level. If you know, you know. Absolutely hard. And I got to this sort of bit where there's like a ton of spikes, and I was just like looking around like, there's literally nowhere to go. I mean, I joked and said, do I literally walk through the spikes? And yeah, you have to. You have to deplete your health to get further in the game. So you generally don't jump onto the spikes, because you're instant death. But you literally have to. I'm going to do a video on it, but yeah, you have to walk through these spikes. Your health is depleting, and then you jump to get to the other side. I was just like, what the hell? So that was the first level, and I was just like, oh god, what am I in for? Tomb Raider 3 is absolutely hard, as the whole game is just insane. I don't even know how I completed it, but it's definitely not one I ever want to get back to and complete again, because oh my god. I hope this is alright, this video. It generally is really hard for me to find something to... Yeah, I just can't think of any games that I find hard, or... Anyway, Tormented Souls, the first Tormented Souls, there was this room with a load of doors and a chandelier, and yeah, so I went through one of the doors and came back into the same room again, and I'm like, yeah, it's a puzzle. But yeah, that... hopefully you guys know what I'm on about in Tormented Souls. It's literally a round room full of doors, big chandelier, and yeah, I was just like, oh my god, how do you do this? How do you do this? I was like, but I did work it out in the end. And if you go through the right door, basically there's all these plaques you've got to read, and if I remember, obviously it was a while ago that I played that game now, and I'm not the best at remembering things. I'm pretty sure it's to do with elements or something like that. I can't remember now. And you got to like read it, and there's like, it says something about like wood and water, fire, that kind of thing within the thing that you got to read. If I remember, it was some time ago. And you got to go through the right door, and then the chandelier will light up. So you got to get all of the lights on the chandelier lit up, and then you can go through the door to then progress. But yeah, I feel like I do understand it, but I get it, but I'm like, I don't fully get it. I don't think. I need to play it, Tormented Souls again, and especially I need to really fully understand that room with all the doors. I think I understand it, but I'm not sure. But I'm not very good at explaining things anyway, so as quite a lot of people know. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say on this. I'm sorry, this is not a very good video. Yeah, I I can't really think of any hard bosses really. I said about a couple of hard games, a few hard levels like the first Tomb Raider 3 level. Oh my god. Yeah, I've never really stopped playing a game. Um, yeah, sorry, I can't really say more really. Bosses. Trying to think. I suppose you know. Well, I said a couple of Resident Evil bosses, but yeah, I don't know. It's eh, yeah, can't really think of any. I don't. I kind of. I don't really give up too easy, especially when it's a hard boss. So I suppose there's certain platformer games like Crash can be a bit tedious at times. Some of the levels, especially when you keep constantly dying in a row. Oh my god, that makes you go ah. Yeah, Crash games can be quite hard, I suppose. Certain levels and that. And the bosses can be a bit tedious at times, but I just push on. I push on. I played the Insane trilogy and I absolutely loved that. It was so cool. I love the OG. I will always play the OG PS1 Crash games, but so good playing that Insane trilogy. And yeah, it made me remember. Oh my god, these games. They're so make you want to pull your hair out. Sometimes they're so frustrating. But we done it. We got all three of the Crash games done. And I absolutely enjoyed it. And it's got me back into platforming. But yeah, I generally don't stop playing games because they're hard. I will push on. Sometimes it's best to like turn it off and have a rest. Sometimes. Yeah, I kind of know when I'm done and I'm exhausted because I will constantly die. In a row, and then I'm like, right, time to turn it off and rest, and we go back to it another day. But yeah, anyway, that's all I can think of in terms of hardest games and stuff. Yeah, sorry, I just generally can't think of anything really, but there's a couple of bits there for you. Anyway, thank you.